Why, hello there, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are back in the world of Wuthering Waves with something new and special just for you, the lovely people at home. You see, with the Edgerunners collaboration currently in full swing, we think it's finally time to reveal one of the many projects that we've been working on since the game's second anniversary over a month ago now. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with much anticipation and much excitement that we'd like to welcome you all to the Wuthering Waves Spectro Only account. In this run, we'll be taking on everything Wuthering Waves has to throw at us, all while following these specific rules of engagement for the run. Rule number 1, and probably the most obvious. We can only use Spectro-type resonators in combat. No exceptions or excuses. Well, that is, unless the game literally forces us to use someone else. Rule number 2, trial characters will be allowed, but only when the game requires them. Whenever we have a choice between a trial unit and a Spectro unit, we must always rely on the Spectro unit to do the heavy lifting, regardless of the situation we're currently in. And finally, rule number 3, and what we think is the most important rule, not just for this run, but challenge runs in general, have fun. Because what's the point of doing a challenge run or a challenge series if you're not enjoying it, right? But anyway, now that the rules of the run are stated and out of the way, it's time that we finally jump right on into the adventure and start getting this account off the ground. So, after being cast out of heaven, or at least this universe's version of heaven, we find ourselves waking up in the beautiful land of Huanglong, just outside Jinzhou. Thankfully, we're rescued by everyone's favorite starting duo, Yang Yang and Chixia. And while we are incredibly grateful for the help, there remains one small problem. Neither of them are Spectro units. That unfortunately leaves us with our only character for the foreseeable future, Spectro Rover. Now, fun fact, we don't actually like playing Spectro Rover. It's not that we have anything against them personally, it's just that, compared to their Havoc and Arrow forms, the Spectro Rover feels a little outdated, and at times just downright clunky to play. But we suppose that's all part of the fun for this challenge, experiencing characters that we would normally never touch on our main. So, fair warning, be prepared for us to mess up almost exclusively, as it's definitely a learning experience for us, as we're sure it is for all of you as well, because let's be honest, when was the last time you actually saw someone use Spectro Rover who wasn't just starting out? That's what we thought. Regardless, after blasting through the tutorial, engaging in an aura farming competition against the Crownless, and skipping the story with such speed that we now have third-degree burns on our fingers, we finally arrive in Jinzhou. And what do we do once we arrive in the beautiful city of Jinzhou? Why, we leave, of course. Yep. As it turns out, the first thing we need to do after registering with the Nexus Tower is to fast-track the story. Not once, but twice. The first fast-track takes us to the Renacida arc, while the second jumps us to the Lahai-Roi arc. Both of these unlock upgrades that are going to be incredibly important later on. For now, though, we're only interested in the beginning of the Renacida arc. More specifically, its prologue. You see, after Spectro Wife delivers a message from our past self, and after we sit through what is basically that one section in Prey...
Hello, Morgan. Tough day, right? If I'm talking to myself, it must be. Your memory's chock full of holes. I know. I'm sorry, but it's permanent.
We unlock a brand new enhancement for Spectro Rover. This upgrade allows Rover's attacks, primarily their Resonance skill and Resonance Liberation, to apply a damage over time effect known as Spectro Frazzle. Now, before you start thinking this is going to completely trivialize the early game, think again. Unfortunately, Spectro Frazzle is currently the weakest damage over time effect in the game, especially when compared to Fusion Burst, Arrow Erosion, or Glacio Chafe. Yes, there are characters that can significantly improve the performance of Spectro Frazzle, namely Zani and Phoebe, but as you've probably guessed by now, We don't have access to either of them, or their signature weapons for that matter. At least, not yet. Still, at this point in the run, we'll happily take any damage upgrade we can get, especially this early into the challenge. Now, with that out of the way, we fast-track the story yet again, this time heading to the Lahai-Roi arc. It's here that we have a conversation with Spectro wife. Sample her delicious handmade coffee. Thanks, babe. From there, we casually step through a portal to, well, nowhere. Because apparently that's considered perfectly safe in this world. We almost get unalived by a cosmic horror, meet our guardian angel, who also somehow ends up being our daughter. And, of course, prove that we're built different after getting caught up in a high-speed traffic incident with everyone's favorite Gyaru girl, Laini. You know, just standard WuWa things, really. From here, we escape the Void Worm alongside Laini, witness what is, in our opinion, the best introduction to a new region in WuWa, complete with an absolutely phenomenal soundtrack, and finally arrive at the Start Orch Academy Nexus Tower, after saying goodbye to Laini. At least until version 3.5, that is, our real journey begins. Because from this point onward, it's time for the long grind to recruit some new teammates to begin. So, while Past Biggs runs around collecting every last piece of Asterite they can get their hands on, let's take a moment to address the elephant in the room. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Guy.
Our teammates. Now, as of editing this episode, there are currently 9 Spectro Resonators currently in the game. Those being Jinhsi, Lucy, Luke, Line, Phoebe, Rover, Shorekeeper, Verina, and Zanny. And this particular lineup presents us with a bit of a problem. You see, aside from Spectro Rover, who were given for free at the very start of the game, every other member of our Spectro Only cast has to be obtained through the gacha. That means either winning a 50-50, which given our Denia summons is out of the question, or by spending our guaranteed pity on them. Well, almost everyone. Verina is the one exception to this rule. Not only can she spook us on a 50-50, that's if Jianxin doesn't get there first, but she's also available through the Solaris New Voyage Celebration event. Once we reach Union Level 5, in this event, we can complete a series of beginner tasks and earn points. And after collecting 24 of them, we're rewarded with a free Verina. You love to see it. Unfortunately, that still leaves the other 7 Spectro characters entirely up to the mercy of the gacha gods. And at the time this footage was recorded, we were pulling on Jinhsi's beginner banner. Now, we know some of you are probably already typing away in the comments. Biggs, why didn't you pull for Shorekeeper instead, Jinhsi's trash? And honestly, that's a fair question. But the answer is actually pretty simple. At the time, the 1.0 cast of characters hadn't received a rerun in well over a year, following everything that happened around the first anniversary. Thankfully, that's since been addressed. During the version 3.5 livestream, where Kuro confirmed that the version 1.0 cast would finally be receiving reruns. But back when we recorded this footage, we had never had the chance to own Jinhsi. Not on this account or even on our main account. And because we'd already pretty much secured ourselves a free Verina to cover our healing needs, especially once Spectro Rover gains a few resonance chain upgrades, we figured, you know what? Let's do it. Let's finally give Jinhsi the chance to shine in a series on YouTube. Because we knew Spectro Wife would eventually get her own dedicated rerun, especially considering just how busted and popular she is as a support unit. So, the opportunity to experiment with a character we had very little experience with outside of trial runs, while fully embracing the age-old waifu over meta mentality, especially at the start of a brand new series. Well, it was a complete no-brainer. And so with our decision made, it was back to the grind. We continued farming Asterite, throwing every pull we could at Jinhsi's banner, all while working towards the first major milestone that would unlock real progress for this grind. Union Level 20. Now, you're probably wondering, Biggs, why is Union Level 20 so important? Well, dear viewer, the answer is actually pretty simple. You see, as your Union level increases, more of the game systems begin to unlock. Some of these are available fairly early, like co-op, while others, such as holograms, don't become available until a little later. But for us, Union Level 20 is the first true milestone of this account. And here's why. You see, at Union Level 19, we gain access to in-game events. And at the time this footage was recorded, the second anniversary celebration was in full swing, which was handing out pulls left and right, like a 90s sugar daddy. And conveniently enough, through some of the easiest and some of the most enjoyable events Wuthering Waves has had to date. And those rewards were essential if we wanted any chance of summoning Lucy and her signature weapon during the Cyberpunk collaboration. However, that's not the only reason why we want to reach Union Level 20. You see, reaching Union Level 20 also unlocks our account's first world ascension. And sure, it does make enemies stronger, but it's a worthwhile trade-off because it unlocks additional beginner challenges for us to complete, allowing us to earn the remaining rewards needed to claim our free Verina. And the sooner we can add one of the best starting healers in the game to our roster, the sooner this account can start making some meaningful progress. So now the question becomes, how exactly do we actually reach Union Level 20? Well, there are quite a few ways to earn the required Union experience. We could go chest hunting across the open world, tackle the main story, complete exploration missions and side quests, or even farm echoes via tacit fields. Unfortunately, we're not quite at the Union level required for tacit fields just yet. So instead, we do the next best thing. We choose the method that will not only give us a healthy amount of Union experience, but also provide the early game resources we so desperately need to get this account off the ground. And it all starts with this magnificent man right here in Jinzhou, Instructor Jahan. You see, Jahan here lets players farm early game resource domains for both character and weapon experience. And on top of that, he also offers a credit farming domain. And it's exactly there where we're going to be spending our time until we hit Union Level 20. Not only does this give us plenty of credits to buy ingredients to cook some solid early game stat-boosting food, but it'll also let us skip a huge chunk of the early resource grind when it comes to upgrading both Spectro Rover and their weapon later on. So, that's exactly what we did. Thanks to the waveplate crystal solvents from the second anniversary, along with the extra waveplates we earned through gameplay, account progression, and the free in-game account level rewards, we got to work. In total, we spent roughly 300 waveplates farming the character and weapon experience domains, and another 600 waveplates farming credits. And after a lot of grinding, we finally did it. Not only did we unlock echo farming via tacit fields, giving us yet another massive power boost to the account, but we also reached Union Level 20, which means it's finally time, folks. It's time to head to Lahai-Roi in order to start claiming all of that sweet, sweet Asterite from the various in-game events. And sure enough, that's exactly what we did. After spending some time playing WuWa's version of pinball and venturing into the depths of the elusive realm, not just once, but twice across 2 different patches, and discovering an absolutely disgusting Spectro lineup in the elusive realms featuring Luke, Line, and Shorekeeper that we're definitely going to recreate as soon as we can recruit them all. Mainly because it was incredibly fun to blow things to bits with a Toon Break build. It finally happened. Version 3.4 had arrived, and with it, the Cyberpunk collaboration. More importantly though, it brought us the opportunity to recruit the newest member of our Spectro Only account, Lucy. Now, folks, there's something you gotta know. It was around this point while recording and editing this episode that we realized something very important. The luck on this account was absolutely putrid, which is a pretty stark contrast to our Echo Only account that somehow managed to summon Lucy in a single pull. And you know what, looking back on it now, that honestly feels like the universe was just giving us one gigantic cosmic middle finger at the time. Then again, we suppose it's only fitting. After all, After that bout of luck, that account proceeded to get completely drained of not just its luck, but its Asterite while trying to summon for Lucilla. So, the universe is nothing if not consistent in the middle fingers that it gives. But that's a tale of woe for the next episode of that series. Back in Spectro Only, we quickly realized just how out of our depth we were. We needed a metric truckload of Asterite if we wanted any realistic chance of bringing Lucy or her signature weapon onto the account. So we dove straight back into the grind. We traveled all across Jinzhou, taking down every open-world boss and clearing Tasset fields for their first clear Asterite rewards of 20. We then proceeded to activate every Nexus Tower and Resonance Beacon we came across for another 40 and 5 Asterite respectively. To summarize, we essentially turned into a Minecraft kid looking for diamonds because if there was Asterite to be had, we were there. Day after day, we kept grinding while somehow balancing our Fusion-only account, Echo-only account, our main account, and this Spectro-only account, alongside 4 more challenge accounts that will be staying a secret, at least for now. With every pull, a tiny spark of hope was born, and with every result, only disappointment remained. That was until this happened.
As the Sentinel foretold, you and I were meant to cross paths.
That's right. Whether out of our unyielding diligence or our endless stupidity, we'll let you decide which. Our dedication finally paid off. Because not only did we get a 5-star appear 11 pulls before Hard Pity, yes, we know that's not exactly lucky, but please let us have this one. We also managed to win the account's very first 50-50, which meant one very important thing. Jinhsi was finally home, and our team had its second teammate officially join. And so, after leveling up Jinhsi and adding our newest teammate to the squad, our confidence soared to altitudes that would make even NASA hesitate as we got our second wind. And with Jinhsi now by our side, we set off across Jinzhou once again, combing every corner of the region in search of even more Asterite as we edged closer and closer to acquiring Lucy. As we continued farming, which at this point in the episode is getting a little redundant to keep mentioning, so you can safely assume that's what we're doing unless we explicitly say otherwise. And of course, naturally, with the grind continuing, we naturally got in our fair share of hijinks along the way. Starting off by getting ourselves tied up by Yinlin, don't tell Spectro wife, learning the ancient art of Morse code, fighting our inner demons as we resisted the overwhelming urge to crack open our wallet for the collaboration wishes, helped Jinhsi capture a potential fusioneer, who we totally want as a character and are very surprised he hasn't become one yet, have Rover's sword lead him astray yet again by meeting up with Jinhsi afterwards, upgraded Spectro Playboy's sequence node to level 3, giving him a nice little power boost, and finally, attempted and completed our very first World Ascension quest of the series, unlocking even more to do on the account because we were running out of stuff to do. That's sarcasm, by the way. Regardless, with our first World Ascension now behind us and with it the ability to claim even more passive Asterite, we proceeded to collect the rewards from the databank, picked up a bit of Asterite from the trophy rewards, unlocked the Ascension Planner, which reminded us that we now had to ascend all of our characters yet again, so, yay, claimed the Union Level 30 rewards from the Awakening Journey event, grabbed a free level up bundle from the in-game shop, and then we went back to Lucy's banner, only to get shafted yet again.
Release the wands, and the mind quiets. Cleanse the thoughts, and the soul clears.
So after suffering a heartbreaking 50-50 loss to Jianxin, we decided to carry on. And by this point in the episode, our lack of damage, especially after ascending our world level, was becoming more and more noticeable with every single fight we took part in. So it was finally time to fix that. Our first stop was the Spectro Tasset field in Jinzhou, where we farmed ourselves some, and we use this word very lightly, usable echoes. At least until we can get our hands on something better, which, given the kind of rolls we got, won't be particularly hard. With that taken care of, we headed over to Jinzhou's forgery domains to level up the talents of both Spectro Rover and Jinhsi. After that, we paid Scar a visit for his weekly boss materials, allowing us to unlock one of Rover's passive skills. We also upgraded Spectro Playboy with a rather swanky new 4-star sword, which was a massive improvement over his old 3-star one he'd been using until now. Finally, we wrapped up our weekly run of Fantasies of 1,000 Gateways, where thankfully the gacha gods smiled upon us for once on this account, where we managed to roll the Toon Break route, making the run a quick and smooth slam dunk. From there, we made our way over to the Whining X's mire to fight, well, the Whining X, as we needed its boss materials to finally ascend Jinhsi in order to continue strengthening our Spectro duo. And while we were busy farming materials for our Spectro Only cast, something was happening in the background. Every boss we defeated, every challenge we completed, and every little bit of progress we made brought us one step closer to finishing the objectives for the new Solaris Voyage celebration event. And then, after what felt like an eternity, it was finally time. Time to claim the very last challenge and welcome our newest Spectro Only member, Verina, to the account.
This flower is for you. I hope it makes you happy.
And with our newest little resonator finally joining the account, our first full lineup of the account was complete. Of course, that also meant we now had another character to build. So it was right back to the grind. With our spirit restored and our account finally taking shape, we set out once again to farm everything Verina would need to catch up with the rest of the roster, and sure enough, little by little, with every fight and every upgrade, our Spectro Only cast continued to grow progressively stronger. Their levels increased, their talents were upgraded, their weapons improved, and before long, every member of our Spectro Only roster was eventually maxed out for the current world level. Now, granted, the Echo situation is, well, shall we say, less than ideal, but that is a story we'll have to tell in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, folks. To be honest, we didn't expect this episode to be quite this long, or to take quite this long to make. Part of that was because over the past few days, we've been making the great migration from PlayStation over to PC. That meant reinstalling everything, making sure all of our accounts transferred correctly, and thankfully, we're happy to report there were no issues getting our Steam account up and running. But now that everything's sorted, we're finally, kinda back on track. And in the next episode of this series, we'll be revealing the outcome of our Lucy grinding session, as well as an unexpected surprise that even shocked us. So we hope you'll join us for that. And if you've made it all the way to the end of this rather lengthy episode, thank you genuinely. Your time and support mean more to us than you'll probably ever know. And hey, if you think we've earned it, why not consider leaving a like, dropping a comment, or even subscribing to the channel? It truly would mean the world to us, and we'd be delighted to have you aboard. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember to take care, stay safe, and we'll see all you lovely people in the next episode.